Atypical empathic responses are also correlated with a variety of other conditions. Borderline personality disorder is characterized by extensive behavioral and interpersonal difficulties that arise from emotional and cognitive dysfunction. Dysfunctional social and interpersonal behavior plays a role in the emotionally intense way people with borderline personality disorder react. While individuals with borderline personality disorder may show their emotions excessively, their ability to feel empathy is a topic of much dispute with contradictory findings. Some studies assert impairments in cognitive empathy in BPD patients yet no affective empathy impairments, whilst other studies have found impairments in both affective and cognitive empathy. Fluctuating empathy. Fluctuating between normal range of empathy. Reduced sense of empathy and a lack of empathy has been noted to be present in BPD patients in multiple studies, although more research is needed to determine its prevalence. Although it is believed to be at least not uncommon and may be a very common phenomenon. BPD is a very heterogeneous disorder, with symptoms including empathy ranging wildly between patients. One diagnostic criterion of narcissistic personality disorder is a lack of empathy and an unwillingness or inability to recognize or identify with the feelings and needs of others. Characteristics of schizoid personality disorder include emotional coldness, detachment, and impaired affect corresponding with an inability to be empathic and sensitive towards others. A study conducted by Jean Desetti and colleagues at the University of Chicago demonstrated that subjects with aggressive conduct disorder demonstrate atypical empathic responses when viewing others in pain. Subjects with conduct disorder were at least as responsive as controls to the pain of others, but unlike controls, subjects with conduct disorder showed strong and specific activation of the amygdala and ventral striatum, areas that enable a general arousing effect of reward, yet impaired activation of the neural regions involved in self-regulation and metacognition, including moral reasoning, in addition to diminished processing between the amygdala and the prefrontal cortex. Schizophrenia is characterized by impaired affective empathy, as well as severe cognitive and empathy impairments as measured by the empathy quotient (EQ). These empathy impairments are also associated with impairments in social cognitive tasks. Bipolar individuals have impaired cognitive empathy and theory of mind, but increased affective empathy, despite cognitive flexibility being impaired. Planning behavior is intact. Dysfunctions in the prefrontal cortex could result in the impaired cognitive empathy. Since impaired cognitive empathy has been related with neurocognitive task performance involving cognitive flexibility, Dave Grossman, in his book on killing, reports on how military training artificially creates depersonalization in soldiers, suppressing empathy and making it easier for them to kill other human beings. A deadening of empathic response to workmates, customers and the like is one of the three key components of occupational burnout, according to the conceptualization behind its primary diagnostic instrument, the Maslow Burnout Inventory, MBI. The term empathy deficit disorder, ED, has gained popularity online, but it is not a diagnosis under the DSM-5. The term was coined in an article by Douglas Labia, Ph.D. In the article, he acknowledges that he made it up. So you find it listed in the American Psychiatric Association's Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, and that his conclusions are derived from personal experience alone. His conclusions have not been validated through clinical studies. Nor have studies identified ED as a separate disorder rather than a symptom associated with previously established diagnoses that do appear in the DSM-5.